We talk about it all the time that we wish that there had been something like this when we were younger married couple, because it just would have made such an impact in our marriage early on if there had been something like this. And so it's that's I guess that's the biggest thing, is that we've just been very grateful to get to be a part of it.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think most of the subjects they don't think about in their everyday marriage, and so whenever each week we go through each subject, I think it really hits home with them, and it just brings out how important it is for us to focus on that and let God speak to us on those subjects.
As a teacher, we talk about light bulb moments, and it's exciting to see a light bulb moment in our couples when they realize something that they've not realized before about their marriage journey.
I think most people in this busy world don't take the time to sit down together, but with re-engage. If you do your lesson and then sit down with your spouse and go over it, it brings you together during that time, and then also in our class, sharing with others, sharing your answers and sharing your struggles, and then everybody realizes that, hey, we all got issues and struggles, and we come together as one.
One of the things I noticed about it, especially in the new curriculum, the new books that we've had, is the questions make you really dig deeper. Mm-hmm. I think a lot of the questions that have been in the material that I've noticed, they're either questions that you don't think about asking yourself or your spouse, or they're questions that you avoid. And I think it's very pointed to ask those questions, just to get couples to really dive into those subjects that maybe they wouldn't otherwise. Communication has been one of the biggest things, just learning how to communicate in the right way, that you can have a discussion about a subject and it not be a good conversation, but if it's approached in the right way, and it can go very differently. And so that's one of the things that I've noticed as I've seen couples go through the semester, really a change in attitude about how to approach their spouse about whatever subject is that's been kind of a touchy subject with them. But that's been one of the biggest things I've noticed, is communication.
I agree. Mm-hmm. We've had young couples, middle-aged couples, and then older couples, and we've had a couple of young ones expecting to be in a group with a bunch their own age. And when they get in there, and after a few lessons, and maybe more than a few lessons, I've had several of the younger couples say, we were disappointed at first of the age difference, but after the lesson goes on, we see how important it is to have middle-aged and older couples in here for us to learn from. And we've grown closer with these groups because of just the opportunity to share and learn from each other. And I think each group learns, because times have changed, and we've learned from some of the young ones. But I know it has really made a difference with the different ages in our group, and how we just all learn from each other, and from the sharing and the walk that we have with the Lord.
It's been really fun to watch too, just as we go on. And usually once we have our fellowship, we have that early on. We have a fellowship outside of Re-engage on a different night. And once we have that fellowship and people are able to really get to know each other in a more relaxed setting where we're not going over a lesson or something like that, you can see the closeness build between the couples, no matter what the age is, and they're able to share life, and share about their lives with each other. And so it's been really fun to watch, and each group that we have been a part of has been very unique, but it's a lot of fun to just watch that closeness build as we go through this semester.
Yeah.
forgiveness has been a big thing, and knowing really what forgiveness is and what it's not. So we've had some really good discussions about that, about forgiveness is it frees you as a person when you forgive. And so whether or not it's your spouse or someone else, it doesn't necessarily let them off the hook or anything like that, but it's really for you. And so that's really one of the, in addition to communication, because that's part of it, communicating that, but that's one of the things I've seen.
And then reconciliation and making amends, that kind of goes with it. But we've seen, couples really reconcile because of the forgiveness.